Pounders, good morning. Today we're going to be doing a little best ball breakfast, BBM5 style. We'll see how many drafts we end up ripping today. But what are we at for? We're at 68, so we'll definitely get to 70 on today's stream. Maybe if we smash the like hard enough, we'll get to more than that. So that'll be cool. Some early risers here. Best ball on call. Bobby, Godspeed, Ben, No Cap Mac. Dale, Too Cool Rad, what's up, fellas? We're trying to appease the morning crowd with this one. BBM coming to a 50% fill rate here soon. It's going to be a crazy last month and a half drafting. We're actually getting some player news now in training camp. And shout out to Underdog throwing up. Looks like they're going to be doing their own updates here, which is exciting. Who wrote this article? Most likely, yeah, this one's by Hayden Winks from 3 days ago. Just something to keep an eye on. And these are some of the unknowns that we have so far. Are Kyron and Cooper Kupp fully healthy? Yeah, that's going to be important. That's going to be important to look at. Will Kyron rise if he is healthy? He could rise probably like around 4 picks. But right now, I think everyone's played it pretty well with just sort of drafting quorum, let Kyron fall. And now when you get that Pacheco rise, like Pacheco's getting pretty close to Kyron at this point as well. He's like less than a round away. So that's interesting. Where you still have ETN falling too. It's a strange one. Deshaun Watson shoulder. Now I'm not as worried because the Browns want to pass down. I'm not as worried for the Browns pass catchers. If Deshaun goes down, like, we're good. Like, we got Jameis Winston. We're good. Like, those guys are still going to eat. Missed a 30 for 30. Kirk Cousins, the Achilles ready to go. He's already on the field throwing passes. Is he cleared for contact? Like, no, I don't think there's any reason to be right now. So, are the Cowboys really trotting out Dowdle and Zeke? This is super funny. I believe I have 0 shares of Rico in BBM. None. Just because if they do bring in anybody, I think Rico's at risk over Zeke, personally. So maybe mid-August, when we have more clarity, that's like, hey, it's actually these two guys. And I assume it's going to be, right? Like, they had the NFL draft. They could have touched it running back. They must have been at least a little confident in Rico. At least a little bit. So if you are Rico Slappy, like, you guys at least have that. I just I can't get there. I can't get there on Rico right now. Assuming Joe Burrow's wrist is holding up after a rare surgery. Rare for QBs. Did Zach Moss dust Chase Brown as the Bengals lead back? And I think this is expected, at least for the start of the season. It's going to be the Zach Moss show. If Burrow's wrist is less healthy than we're thinking, maybe they actually run more. And then you just have Chase Brown hitting as well. You could just have both backs hitting based on their ADP. Hey, shout out to Mason. What's up, brother? Are you maxing the eliminator? I'm doing at least 100. That's the goal. It's just filling so fast that I hope we get to 100 plus. 100's the easy goal. I think we're at, let's see. We're at 58 right now. It's just the contest got to slow down. People are sort of picking up the pace on drafting this one. It's at 64% full. Like, slow down, boys. Slow down. We want to get in these rooms too. We want to get in these rooms too. Who the hell is starting for the Broncos at every position? This one's a meme at this point. Beyond Sutton, I prefer Estimate probably. Just like very last round click. He's moving into the 17th. You could see him sneak into the 16th with some more positive news, maybe even higher, especially where you're getting that negative news against Javonte right now. Could be a good time to buy the Javonte slip, especially for someone like me. Like, my portfolio, I have next to no Javonte. So when I can get an opportunity to get him maybe 30 picks later than he's been going all offseason, I'll probably get up to 6% if he falls to that 130 range, 128 range. Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel's like not the typical 3. He's just not. He's not going to be out there in every 2 wide receiver set. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Keon Coleman projects to be out there for the 2 wide receiver sets. You assume that they go up, they draft this guy, they feel confident enough to trade the Chiefs, trade back to the 2nd round and select Coleman. So I view it as basically a 1st round selection. They just knew they could get him in the 2nd. It doesn't feel great. I will say, like, going into the season, Coleman wasn't someone that I was super high on. So you try to mix, you try to balance that take of, okay, we weren't high on him. Well, now he goes to one of the best passing situations for a receiver that they could be in against this Mickey Mouse crew and Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir. Is Kincaid just the wide receiver 1 on this team? Who the Cowboys bring in, it would have to be some sort of surprise ad. It would have to be some sort of trade for, and I don't think they'd be giving up much. I don't think it'd be anyone they'd have to pay over expected. Maybe like and I hate to use this player in trade scenarios. I'm trying to reduce it, but like someone like Khalil Herbert could make a big impact on Rico, where Zeke will still most likely safely have the red zone role, and that's why you're drafting him there anyways. Did we get a contract or suspension updates on Rashid? Rashid is draft. You see Rashid, you just draft him right now because he's flying up the lobbies, and he still has room to go too. Let's see where we're at on Rice. We're at 21. Okay. I'm telling you guys to draft him. I think he's still worth drafting. Worthy, he's now going behind. Is he officially going behind Rice at this point? Underdog. I don't know why I wonder if it's like this for you guys. Slow to load when you have your own personal CSV uploaded. I've noticed that. I can just check on my phone too. All right, we're almost there. Ridley, and now it's Casey wide receiver territory. Okay, Rice is ahead of Worthy officially by 1 pick. So maybe we get to move off to Worthy some more, and I'm good with the Worthy click. It looks like he's making some plays in practice right now as well. Injury updates on Jonathan Brooks, probably going to hurt his ADP to start, and I think buying that dip will be pretty nice. Chubb, the up and down on Chubb is interesting. TJ Hawkinson looks like he could be a pretty good click in the 160s, mid 160s in a 3 tight end room. I think that'll be interesting. We have 0 shares of TJ Hawk right now, so to be able to add him in, that's sort of what we've been waiting for. And we have, what do we have? We have like 92 drafts left, 82 drafts left, so plenty of room to balance our portfolios. But let's jump into a room. Let's jump into a room. Uh-oh. We got the dreaded location. The location. All right, +2. We tipped off the Patreon members, we tipped off the YouTube memberships, and then we hit the Underdog does not recognize your location, which is so tragic. But we got in here. Nick Bach at the 1 spot. Sentry, I'm not sure if it's a pounder, but definitely is an Underdog grinder. Stars here at 3. We have some badgeless in the middle, and we got Shock over at the 12 spot. If you guys snuck into this room with us, let us know where you're drafting from. Nick said, I had the same injury and surgery as Burrow, and we had a surgery. We had surgery a week apart. Now, did you have the same? You have the same surgeon do the surgery too? I'm seeing a lot of parallels here. Burrow is toast. Ooh, Adam, disbanded brotherhood in here. 56, 100 limbs might not happen. I think I'm I'm going to stop. Like, my puppies are coming to a close for my slow drafts. I think we just join like 15 LMs to catch up. Slow drafts are a great way to do that. Let me make sure my exposures are for BBM5. I just want to see my BBM5 exposures. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's hit the refresh button. And let's actually pull up the portfolio optimizer as well. On bestballoverlay.com, promo code Pounders, all caps, for 33% off. All right. Ooh. We're gonna go Bijan here. Let's do something a little different here. Let's go Bijan. We're overweight on Amon-Ra. We're overweight on Chase. We're overweight on Bijan and Brees. Eventually, we're going to have to catch up on A.J. Brown. Like, it's going to come from, and Puka's been falling. A.J. Brown's been rising. Garrett Wilson is going to pass Puka. Like, it's happening, boys. It's happening. Get ahead of it while you still can. Ken in the house. Good morning. Good morning. 95. I can't do more than 15. Like, 15 slows is such a comfy spot for me. I wake up. I have like 2 picks. I don't feel pressured at all. James is Century. Okay, I knew it was an underdog shop. A shop. Worthy's going almost 20 after on DK. Could be bigger gap on underdog in the upcoming months. The Century was a pounder. Okay. Very good. Very good. Coleman wide receiver 47 is an easy pick. I mean, you definitely have to be drafting him with your Josh Allen teams. That's for sure. But we still like Curtis Samuel as a spike week guy, and he goes in that, even if he doesn't project as, going to be on the field for all 2 wide receiver sets, that's fine. A team that wants to throw the ball. And at his ADP. Harrison off the board at 14. Nothing too different here. We like the Gibbs Debo start. I think we were talking about this yesterday too. Like, Debo is our highest owned player in the second round. He pulls in the week 17 correlation. Could be a fun little variation. Now, will you just be able to get this later? Like, there's the chance that Debo rises in the second round, so it might not be all that different come August. But yeah, the 12 spot is my least favorite in these rooms. It really is. And after the Bijan start, definitely feel obligated to double tap our wide receiver. Tyler in the house, what's up? Let's put on some tunes. What do you say? Let's put on some tunes. Little lo-fi at like this volume. Let's get it going. Few drafts. I'm going to do a few drafts today, hopefully. We're going to set the first like goal for 35 likes. We usually smash that one. 41 in the house. What's up, guys? We're already at 18. All right. Devontae Adams. Jalen Waddle is... He's rising. It looks like he might pass Devontae. We're even exposure on both of them. Let's see. We only have one Bijan Waddle team. Let's do that. How many Bijan Adams teams do we have? None. Okay, so that's good to know for next time. That'll be a different combination for our Best Ball Mania shares. Bijan Adams, which is interesting because it's basically right on ADP. So that tells you how far I'm deviating from ADP in the second round. You're going to see a ton of Bijan Debo. It's probably my most common stack. Yeah, we have 4 teams with Bijan and Debo. Cool. All right, in the third round, let's see. Just curious on that one Waddle team what we did. We went Debo with this team. Wow, so this was when Waddle was... Let's see where we got him in this. We got him at 27, and his ADP is 20. Crazy. That's crazy. the Waddle rise all the way from the big board at like pick 40. Just disgraced. Nez in the house, GM. We we pulled up your tweet yesterday, Nez, and we replicated the reach on Mahomes. You grabbed Kelsey. We ended up going Marquise Brown with it. All right, we're going neighbors here. We have the week 16 correlation with Bijan. We're going neighbors. But yeah, it worked. It worked like a charm, Nez. Worked like a charm. Is anyone clicking Shakir? It's funny, like Buffalo wide receivers specifically, with people just like, oh, maybe it's Shakir. And like 2 weeks will go by, you don't hear any news. It's like, but it's probably Curtis Samuel, you know? And then it's like, oh, well, you know, no one was in on Keon Coleman as a rookie prospect. Like, so then he falls, but now people are clicking him again. It's just like the waves. So I think if you can project players that are going to fall and rise, and you just get them at better prices, that's kind of what we're focused on. Let's move the phone over here. You can love to see. You can even do that reach without Kelsey. Yeah. Yep. You can double tap the receivers there too. There's an interesting one as well with over here in the 12th, like doing Zay Flowers, getting the Houston. I like that. And then with Pickens, like what if you go Pickens at 13? Now this is like maybe early. What Pickens at 36, right? With Mahomes at 37, because Mahomes, he's not going to fall to 60. And if he does, it's what percent of rooms, and then in those percent of rooms, what percent of those have Pickens, and then what percent of those make it to week 17. Like, all right, we got rid of 99.99%. If you go Pickens at 36 with Mahomes, and then you try to get, and you should be able to easily get Worthy or Rice at 60, both go after 60 right now. That could be a way to get that game stack. So Nez already pushing the brain cells our way, getting us to think differently. That's what we like to see in the field, Nez. That's what we like to see. Jalen Hurts with A.J. Brown, Drake London. I like this combo. A.J. Brown, London. Give me that every draft. Like, pull right in candidate. Ah, God. I will say, I think I drafted him one time before in the big board. Tweeted this earlier, boys. I see Josh Allen in the 40s. I'm going to click Josh Allen and we're going to figure it out. We're going to advance the team. It just is what it is. We're just going to click Josh Allen here. We're going to figure it out. So easy to get his pass catchers later too. Maybe even now, it would be tough to go Kincaid on this team, starting a 1-1-2. I do think the next click probably has to be a receiver here, 53. Someone like Ridley, but we'll see. Maybe we try to push it. If Kincaid comes back to us, we definitely have to think about it. Gonzo in the house. Some man was in a DraftKings room where someone got St. Brown, Nico. Oh dear. Oh dear. DK is definitely softer than Underdog. Come on. George, just seen this, went Marvin Harris at 108 and then Cup in the second round. I don't like Puka as the one. Who am I to tell you no? I think that's pretty cool. Although Cup does probably fall to this 34, 35 spot more than... And this is probably 4 drafts that took place earlier in the offseason as well, whereas ADP has been rising. So what percent of teams got Cup in this range with that combo? It's probably really small. I think it's fine. All right, Kincaid does go off. I think it's Ridley. If we go... I want one of the KC receivers too, but... We'll put it up to the Pounders and we'll see what they do. We're gonna bring in Ridley here. Catch up at wide receiver. We'll see who's there at 68. Look at that Deontay Johnson. 17% DJ. Want to get the Rome Dunes up. I've been getting FOMO on Rome. For some reason, it's like exactly what we talked about. It's literally FOMO with these players that you've kind of faded all offseason, but we've seen Rome actually be a good fade because of where he landed. And then just with how much talent is there already, then you have the rookie QB. He's sort of hit this point, though, where he's going to fall like one more spot. Like DeAndre Hopkins is probably going to pass him. And then like you can pretty much settle in O'Dunes here right behind D-Hop, it looks like. Let me pull up the Underdog ADP so it's easier to see. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins less than a pick away. So maybe when that happens, we'll start to catch up even more. I want this Stroud fall, and it's happening. Like, he's at 70.4 now. We're going to be able to comfortably get up to 8% correlated teams at a cheaper price. All right, shot goes Gibbs, Debo, Amari Cooper, T. Higgs, Worthy, and Joe Mixon. Also, snag McBride for that double. Nice. Did you end up getting Kyler? Because that'd be real fun. Draft AR and have a nutted room. Oh, God. Josh Allen and AR is tough, man. That's tough. Rome's top 3 exposure for me. It feels very much like Seattle last year, where it's like JSN goes to, JSN, first wide receiver off the board, goes to a spot where it's very busy. Let's see who comes back to us. And then our next pick is at 77. That we're hoping for Coleman to be there. So I wouldn't mind deviating to like Kyle Pitts here if we needed to as well. But let's... Dude, Christian Watson could actually pass Rome too. There's been a ton of steam on C-Watt, so I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, wow. I like the Kyle Pitts fall, to be honest. This would really be stretching us. Because then we're really banking on getting Coleman here. Which is tough. which is tough. Shit. I like Kyle Pitts too at this ADP. I think previous bias to Kyle Pitts has to be ignored. And I was off Pitts last year, so for me to be back in on him this year, it really has to do with Kirk Cousins and his target rate of tight ends. Am I the only one getting scared of Neighbors a bit? Probably. He's going to get the ball. A lot. The team even knows this guy complains if he doesn't get the ball. Like, they know who they drafted. So, I'm at 6%. I'm not going to be super overweight. I'll draft him when he falls a couple picks, basically, or when he's correlated. Like, we have this Week 16 mini with Bijan. Because, you have every right to be scared of the Giants' quarterback room, but you shouldn't be as afraid of the quarterback room as you should the O-line. That's honestly the major glaring issue. Jones had no time to throw. You could have put anyone back there and they would have failed. And they also had no true number one. Their number one last year was Waller. All right. Let's go Coleman here. We're at 5%. Most of it's probably going to be correlated as well. And here's a tweet from earlier. Closest thing to printing money on Underdog. Going 0 RB rounds 1 through 8, then double tapping B-Rob and Singletary. Continue to catch up at RB with 2 of Ford, Charbonnet, Lloyd, and Ty Chandler. Add 1 of Wright, Algier, Hubbard, and finish off with 1 of Roshan and Estime's been a go-to for my 0 RB builds. I can't see Jones ending the season. Now that I would agree with. Like, what's the likelihood that he finishes the season? Is it around 50%? Even if it is, like, for where he goes, that's probably pretty good, to be honest. It's probably pretty good. Because the QBs that go after him, you got Bryce Young, but doesn't have the same rushing upside. He has a little bit, but not the same as Daniel Jones. Is Daniel Jones even going to be running the ball that much after the knee injury, after the neck injury? There's that. You have Derek Carr, who feels like a much more safe player to not be benched. And then Bo Nix, Russell Wilson. I'm trying to get that exposure up. I want to get to around 6 to 8% Russ with the last round click. And should be able to. Like, we're clicking plenty of Pittsburgh players, even if it's a running back stack. All right, so this is going to be a hero running back build around Bijan. Josh Allen at 44 is insane. It's insane. What do teams do when they're losing? Ben just simplifying football right now. All right, we get the running back. Curtis Samuel off the board at 86. Jordan Love. Burrow off. Bowers screaming my name from the top ropes. Bowers screaming my name. Zamir White's there, but can we just go like B-Rob on the way back around, or Tony Pollard even? Let's bring in Brock Bowers. And let's hope for one of these RBs. And that's the beautiful thing, is if you're okay with just getting, B-Rob or Singletary as your RB2 on a team like this, you can go ahead and take maybe the tier bump tight end. You could probably put it after Njoku safely. So would you rather the combination of, and this is going to be for your personal takes, would you rather the combination of one of these RBs and Bowers, or one of these RBs and Njoku, or Bowers and potentially still getting one of these RBs that you like, but you're guaranteed, B-Rob or Singletary down here? Guess it depends on who you like more at tight end. But we have 3 rookies on the squad already. Shoot for the moon, boys. Shoot for the moon. A little morning breakfast ball here. And it'd kill me if we didn't drop the promo. We're doing a 24-hour live stream at 2K subs. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you slap the like. Help this video go out to more people. And maybe you guys see a 24-hour live stream. August 31st. Got to get the date down. It's the Saturday. Last Saturday in August. August 31st. So these RBs don't fall. And now we go to our comfort click. Man, if we had any Dallas correlation too, like Dak Prescott around pick 95, like this should probably be around 13%. Easy. It's just, if you don't get Lamb, you're sort of just kind of backstacking Dak with like Ferg, Cooks, one of the RBs, It doesn't feel as good. So it does make sense why we're at 9%, but I would love for this to be at 12%. Hashtag new goal. New goal. That's fine, dude. Like, we're talking about a spike week QB. Stats, you can pull the negative on any player with stats. How many top 3 QB finishes does he have in that same time? For someone that goes in the 17th, 18th round, like... Didn't he win Karain Bestball Mania 3? I mean, that enough secures his spot in the Bestball Hall of Fame. All right, we're building balance this morning. No surprise here. 1-2-5-1. We're not letting wide receiver get away from us. We have Jets. We can go Braylon Allen late. We can bring in a falling Mike Williams. How far is he going to fall in this room, though? Currently at 130. We have to adjust our CSV tonight. So those will be coming out in the morning tomorrow. I don't mind Mike Williams basically after Downs Davis. And he's falling past them right now. I think that's where it's worth mixing him in. Even like he falls past Polk. When you're looking at like Mike Williams, Jahan Dotson, it gets interesting. It gets interesting. And then he's a bring back. Don't give us Dak here. Don't make us click Dak here. This we will. We will. Don't make us do it. Conklin, great shout. Great shout. Is anyone comfortable in the live stream with just Conklin and Bowers? Or is that a 3 tight end room for you guys? This guy goes Zeke. All right. I think, like, Prescott, 20 picks after ADP. I don't care if he's correlated or not. Like, that's a great pick. Just from an advance rate standpoint. Now, this is gross. What a gross, disgusting spot we're in. It's like Corum. Ugh. This spot does suck. We're just gonna go Shakir. We don't love it. We're just gonna pull in the Buffalo double stack. It's so cheap that even if he doesn't outpay ADP, he should still have a couple spike weeks. Which is honestly what you're probably hoping from Shaheed too. Hot take, AD equals Rome with a better opportunity. Oh, spice. That is spicy. Right. No, I think that's why you're getting... Not why I think. This is why you're getting the mega discount on Daniel Jones this year. Because I do think, at least in the first 8 weeks, like his rushing upside's probably capped. And he could just be a 0 for week 17, for week 16. But a lot of those guys that go in round 17 or 18 are not going to contribute to your lineup. So I don't see it as too much different from the other guys, whereas he does have some of that upside where it's like, what if? We've seen it before. It like, what's the difference between drafting, right, like Daniel Jones or Donta Foreman? Like, it's sort of like similar bets at different positions. It's like, I don't know if he's going to be playing this game, but we've seen it before. We've seen him have spike weeks before. This is a Corum pick for us. Corum or Jerome Ford? I like Corum. Let's go Corum with this one. A lot of rookies on this team. Round 18, Shun. Yeah, we'll see. Shun could be on the field more this year. The fact that their wide receiver 3 is Jalen Tolbert right now, you could see some more 2 tight end sets. It wouldn't be overly surprising. They just didn't really use him all that much last year, so I don't. It's really tough to project that happening. That's why you're not seeing that click all that often. But maybe we get some more news in training camp. See Polk go here at 122. Mike Williams off the board. We're not running into any bye week 12 trouble. Yeah, we only have 3. All right. Chase Brown goes. I don't think Pat Fry is going to make it back to us, but I'm definitely comfortable stopping with just Pat Fry and Bowers. Adam, my dude, don't get too stuck on it, man. Like, there's so many negative cases for players that go in range 180 to 215. You can make the negative case for any single one of those players. I like the Zach Charbonnet click. But, I mean, everything you're saying is true. It's not like none of that stuff you can fight. But every player that goes in at pick 180 to the end of the draft, 216, like, there's a negative case for all of them. Like, what if Marvin Mims just plays 12% of snaps again? Like, Ben Siddett. What if he's just the tight end 2 on his team? There's too much. There's too much. Daniel Jones was going around, what? Pick 110 last year? So you're getting that discount. You're getting a big discount on Danny Dimes. This is also a good note. You never had a possible Jahmyr Chase type wide receiver. And all talks out of camp are, if they don't get their QB in the draft, they don't make a trade possible, which they were trying. They were trying to trade up with the Pats. They were going to roll it out with the guy they paid. So this is also a front office that wants to make an impact this year especially. And this is an interesting spot, because I also like Josh Downs. This is an interesting spot. Who do we want for our second QB? Now I feel like we have to go. Daniel Jones, because of the amount of talk that's been in the chat. Sentry's going. He goes Rico. Hit him with the Rico. Let's go Pat Fry. This is going to save us a roster spot. I think we can stop here at 2. We have Josh Downs, though. That'd be a bring back if we did want to bring in Jones with Neighbors. And then Justin Herbert, who's probably just a good advance rate click in this spot too. But we have Josh Allen, so let's lean into that. I think Carr's bench rate's lower than Daniel Jones. But Carr also does not have the same ceiling as Daniel Jones. And that's math. And that's just mathematics. Oh shit. I was gonna say, if Josh Downs comes back to us, we'll be forced, like absolutely forced to take Daniel Jones. But I still don't mind it leaning into Neighbors here. So yeah, 1000%. There's most likely not going to be a Laporta this year or next year or the year after. However, I do like Pat Fry, and Arthur Smith's usage of tight ends. And then on top of that, not having a clear number 2 receiver or the clear wide receiver 2 being Van Jefferson, even better. Yeah, we're going to be 15% plus on Pat Fry here. A little safe, comfy Kendre Miller click. Where is the D-Hop team? D-Hop team's to our left. So we could get Levis at 164 most likely. Let's bring in Kendre. We got a little weak 17 correlation with Bowers as well. Yeah, I think this is a good way to look at it. It's just like, I like them both in the 17th. Carr or Daniel Jones. It's like Daniel Jones can still be helpful for advance rates as a QB that goes that late and still not make the playoffs. So he could get you to the playoffs and maybe just not play. Whereas you're hoping the opposite from like Justin Fields. You're hoping to sneak him into the playoffs and then him play a few of those games. Who hams in the house? What's up? I like Levis or Jones as QB2 in this build. I agree. That's the target for us. Bijan, Robinson, B-Rob, Blake Corum, Kendre Miller. 2-6, probably 2-6-8-2. We could stop at 7 receivers too. A little more on the risky side with the Buffalo receivers, but like, do we just get a year where it's like KC or like the Giants where it's like just none of the receivers hit? Or even Buffalo last year for that matter. Like, Diggs really slowed down the back half of last season. It very well could just be Kincaid. Like, Kincaid's the guy. That would not surprise me at all. Oh shit. Noah Fan at 156. The rise has been brave. What's our fan exposure at? We're at 15%. Happy with that. The last tight end that has to rise now is like Jonnu is being disrespected still. Let's try to stick with these 2 tight end zones, see how it looks at the end of the draft. And then maybe we make an adjustment. Where did Tua go in this room? Tua went at 117. So could have gone Tua here at 116 instead of Shakir. Antonio Gibson feels good for this team. Let's go Antonio Gibson here. Not try to recreate the wheel. Maybe pad Blake Corum, who might be working for some carries early into the season, or at least a larger workload. And then Kendre, maybe it gives Kamara time to be not efficient. We don't fall too far behind at RB. Definitely want to bring in one more running back, though, for upside. And then if we can sneak Wandale for that double stack, we'll definitely want to bring in Daniel Jones on this team. And again, like, Danny Dimes fully expected to start the season. Like, he's going to be the QB to start. If this team, and even then with Robinson, we'll probably still go Jones at this point. Let's see if the D-Hop team sneaks in a Levis click. He has Caleb and Tua. I wouldn't be overly surprised to see Levis here, but. And then what about naked Deshaun Watson? Or Deshaun Watson backstacked? Now we're in dark places. We're in dark places right now. Get your mind out of the massage table here, boys. All right. The Deshaun Watson backstack is dirty. Elijah Moore, we have the bring back with Waddle. I'm surprised we're actually at 6%. I would have thought this is much higher, and I would bet that we are much higher on Levis for post NFL drafts, like not just BBMs. Let's go Levis here with this pick. Let's lean into the correlation with Ridley. Let's lean into it. What is my Levis exposure post NFL draft? Yeah, we're almost at 10%, so this should bring us up to 7% plus, 7 or 8%. Terrible idea, shouldn't do it. Yeah. I'll continue to disrespect Jonnu. It's just he's got the clear role in an explosive offense. He leverages elite pieces in Waddle, in Hill, in Achane, in Mostert. Like, you have like 4 pieces that go in the top 100, 3 that go in the top 24. If he sneaks a 2-touchdown week 16, week 17, that's just... Even if he sneaks 1, like, he just leverages elite pieces. Sort of like Debo can leverage CMC on those weeks that he steals rushing touchdowns. That's another reason why we're so high on Debo in that second round, especially when we don't get CMC. Waddle spoke highly of Elijah. It's just, I don't think we have certainty who is the wide receiver 3 there. And you probably just see a mix of Cedric Tillman and Elijah Moore. Deshaun finally goes off the board at 179. Shock actually gets Geno at 180 at a very fair price at his, QB2? And he gets it with Fant at 156. All we need now is the Jake Bobo click. I mean, it's very easy to get boxed in the 12 or at the 1, so shout out to Shock for getting Geno here. And he brings in McMillions. Love that. Love that. No, we didn't. We went there. We actually went there. All right, I brought us halfway there. I'm sorry. Browns 3-4 might be worse than KC's 3-4 last year. I don't know if that's possible. Hey, Estimate pulled up to the 16th. This boy's sick. Get him a doctor. Let's go Braylon Allen if he falls to us. This is just because of correlation here for week 17. And he does. Let's go Braylon Allen. Also fun to bring in Braylon Allen on a Bijan team. You're already sort of making that bet against Breece Hall. So if there were to have an injury to Breece, like if there were to be an injury to Breece, now you have 2 starting RBs. Because what would Braylon Allen's ADP be if you had, God forbid, a season-ending injury to Breece Hall? Like by ETN? Maybe like 50, 52-ish? Around here? Be pretty high up. So I like to leverage small clicks like that are fun, and then it ends up being a correlated piece, which is even better. So we get a week 16 matchup in Gibson, week 17 with Braylon Allen. Different ways to attack that matchup. Now we look for some wide receivers here. Now we dig deep. This is where you got to dig deep into the trenches. This is where you got to dig deep. Nick Bach with a, was that a 2.2591 with Kelsey? Okay. Come on, Fox. What do you want to do here? We putting the shot up with triple zeros on the clock? What are we doing? It's Malik here for us. Let's secure Malik. This is a heavy bet against Tyreek Hill as well, going Waddle and Malik Washington. And then our last pick will probably be more on the boring side, more of a safe pick. Malik should be like our 18th rounder. I just want to secure the click, to be honest. Drake May, Bryce Young. We'll see how some of the Pounders drafted. We'll start with Shock after his 2 picks. Do we scroll? I like the Parker Washington click, man. I like it more stacked, but maybe this is a spot where we do the Parker Washington bring back instead. So I probably have like, what, 2 or 3 shares. I need more Khalif Raymond, which sounds like out loud. When you say it out loud, sounds so bad. But he seems more on the safe side. And maybe this team could use that, but F it. I don't mind the Parker Washington bring back. It's a good shout. A.T. Perry, Jalen Hyatt, Greg Dortch. I just don't know. Would this team benefit from Greg Dortch? Guess it depends on, this whole team depends on Coleman and Shakir, like, working out. If they don't, we'd really have to smash on these receivers. Maybe get that Tyreek Hill injury. Depends on the Buffalo receivers. Which, that's what you want to do when you select Josh Allen in, with pick 45 or whatever. It's still so discounted. It's so discounted because Josh Allen could honestly still smash without anyone else getting there. %, Hall and BBM. OBJ is better click solely because he plays good in cold weather. That's tough. That's tough. It's also a long season for an old man. Did we hit the 35 likes for a second draft? I haven't even been. We're 3 likes away from doing a second draft today, boys. 3 likes away. Go down, slap the like. Help us get there. We're also on the way to 2K subs for a 24-hour live stream. 5 a day keeps a 24-hour live stream in play. Devontae Walker. Let's live a little bit. Let's use Parker Washington as the bring back. This is the story that Gabe Davis either A, gets hurt, or B, just sucks. Oh, man. He had such a hot start to last season, too, in Buffalo, actually pulling a good amount of targets through the first 4 or 5 weeks, and then it just completely fell off. We definitely lived a little bit. Bowers and Freiermuth, I like that combo. Bijan, B-Rob, Corum, Kendre, Gibson, and Braylon Allen. We definitely have enough in this hero running back build. Josh Allen and Levis, that combo's nice. Waddle, Neighbors, Ridley, O'Dunes, Coleman, Shakir, Malik, and Parker Washington. We get the Washington brothers at the end. We get the Washington brothers. Not brothers. Rashawn at 214's just criminal. It's criminal. All right, we're ripping another one. But let's go over the Pounders. Let's go over the Pounders drafts. BBM number 69. Maybe we should have gone Deshaun. Damn. Could have been a thing. All right. Nick Bach in the 1 spot. stealing our influence already. Mahomes and Herbert, freaking great combo. Like, imagine last year getting Mahomes and Herbert on the same team, but like last year was gross because it was considered a double elite QB build. 144. I'm at 11%. This has to go higher. I don't even care if we have to get there and it's uncorrelated. This has to go up. Barkley, White, Mostert, Javonte, and CEH. I'm good with that. Lamb, Devonta Smith, C-Watt as wide receiver 3. Addison, wide receiver 4. AD, Burton, Wandale, Bateman. So this is why you have 9. Makes sense. Kelsey and Will Disley. I think we can just wait. I think you can just wait on the Chargers tight end room until we get more information. But I appreciate the back stack here with Herbert. Going DJ Shark and Disley. Nice draft. It's a well-balanced team. Most likely needed the 9 receivers when C-Watt's your wide receiver 3. Addison, who could be suspended at some point this season, and hopefully it's not at the end of the season. Addison's wide receiver 4. You need to pad that room, so I like the Wandale click. Nice team. Good draft. Good draft. Stars here were Daniels, Lawrence, and Baker Mayfield. Jacobs, Zach Moss, Gus Edwards, Ty Chandler, Chuba, and Rashawn. I really like the RB room, even if there's some guys that we're not above field on. JJ, DK, Mike Evans stacked, Terry McLaurin stacked, BTJ stacked. Michael Wilson, you have the Boyd bring back week 17 for that Jacksonville stack. You have the week 17 bring back in Kyle Pitts for the Washington stack. Pitts and Musgrave's a nice combo as well. Yeah, the capital here is like beautiful. And you have the week 17 bring back in Chuba in the Tampa Bay game. Really nice, really well balanced. Stars, remind me, do you have the overlay? Do you have the overlay? Because it sure freaking looks like it. If you guys are interested in what you're seeing here on screen with the game totals with the hover option, bestballoverlay.com, promo code Pounders, all caps, for 33% off. Less than 1 BBM a month. The Century in the 6 spot, Burrow, Dak Prescott, and Drake May. Really strong combo. He gets Prescott at 115. Honestly, don't even need the third QB, but maybe he's got some correlation here. Derrick Henry, Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Ford, and Rico. I like the RB room. Chase, Nico, Pickens, Reed, Troy Franklin, Baker, Odell, Njoku, Hawkinson, and Jonnu. I'm good with the tight end room. Wide receivers. Wide receiver 4, Reed. Wide receiver 5, Troy Franklin. Definitely weighs heavy into these rookies hitting. On top of obviously your first 4 picks, but that's already a given. Man, I would like one more receiver in between Reed and Franklin somewhere. And maybe where you go 3 running backs by Aaron Jones, maybe you turn this into a hyper fragile. But even then, like, I think you need just one more receiver. But it definitely a different draft. 3, 5, 7, 3. Very strong at running back. Very strong at tight end, especially when Hawkinson comes back, and extremely strong at QB. Winning the onesie position. That's going to be the name of that team. And then Shock at the 12th, I think, had a good draft. Goff, Geno, and Derek Carr. Just good capital spent. Probably really good for advance rates, these 3. No one with extreme high upside for a single game slate scenario for week 17 for BBM, but if you get a flat week scoring, it's not going to matter. And then Goff, we have seen some pretty good spike weeks from Goff too. Gibbs, Mixon, Spears, Lloyd, and Ray Davis. It's a fun backfield. Debo, so he goes Debo, Gibbs at the 1-2 turn. Debo, Cooper, T. Higgs, Worthy, J-Mo, Cortland Sutton, Jalen McMillan. Good reach up there. Obviously, he's not coming back. He has the double stack in Detroit. Goddard, Fant, and Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson's such an easy click at the end of drafts. I think he could stop it too, lean into these two, but bringing in Juwan here makes a lot of sense. He gets it. to stack with Derek Carr. He has to bring back week 16 with Lloyd. Yeah, just a fun draft. It's easy to get boxed at QB, so I'm curious. Where was Deshaun Watson? Oh, Deshaun Watson goes at 179. Shock with Amari Cooper. Just seeing that. That is tragic. So close, so close. But he makes it work. Like, he gets Geno and he had Fant, so can't be all that mad. Nice draft. And now, we rip another one. We rip another one, and we see how many people get in it with us. We 12 out of 12 it. We 12 out of 12 it. I'm so happy. And now this is what I get. This is what I get. This is what I get. Fantasy grandma in the house. That's wild. The Century pulling the influencer spot. Underdog, can we where's the red flag? I need a red flag. We want to challenge that. Oh, we're literally at the 12. This is what we get. This is what we get. 1 badges, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh dear. We got 6 badges. Dink Piece. This name looks familiar, but I feel like I haven't seen it since Battle Royales last year. Shock said wanted Watson and Purdy. Makes sense. It's just so difficult in the 12. Stars. Yo, B-Rob checking in. Nice draft, Pat. Yeah, good draft, Stars. Really nice team. Scoot says, I don't know if I could do another 30-second draft. 20-second needs to be the new norm. I agree. It's just that they need to fix that 2-second delay. They need to fix that 2-second delay. James says Dink Piece is DFS OG and Legend. Yeah, I feel like I've seen him a shit ton in Battle Royales last year, but not really as much in the draft rooms this summer. Perf, what's up, man? GM. Of course, Chase goes at 2. And we're in the 12. Of course. If you guys have just joined me, go down, slap the like on the live stream. We're on the way to 2K subs for a 24-hour live stream. And what did we get yesterday? We got 10 subs yesterday. We need 5 a day. Doesn't matter how we get it. We need 5 a day, and we're doing the 24-hour live stream. We're going to shoot for 24 guests on that. Bijan at 4. Oh, this room's already getting weird. I love it. This is gonna be one of those rooms where it gets back to you and there's just no values on the board. It's completely evened out before your pick. And that's okay. Amon-Ra at 7. Give us Breece Hall at 12 here. We'll take Breece Hall at 12. Maybe we get different here too. Let's pull up my London shares because I'm most likely going to end up with London. Lomdon. There we go. 11 London shares. Go to combinations. T. Higgins, 45%. That's too much. Derrick Henry, 36%. Garrett Wilson, 27%. Okay. Breece Hall off the board. A.J. Brown off the board. What's Rusty want to do? It is true. When you do those fast drafts and then you move to a 30-second draft, it's painfully longer. It's wild. Oh, God. This is exactly what we figured was going to happen. Let's do this. Drake London and Debo. 0 shares. Now we have 1 share. Why not? Why not just live a little bit? And that's what we're doing. Probably two of our highest exposure players in the second round. DK at 17%. Currently goes in the third, though, at 26. Obviously, a common combination that we're seeing a lot more now is Debo with Gibbs. I say why not? I say why not? Is that drink that? I believe so. I believe so. 5 sickos a day keeps the doctor away. Exactly, Pid. Exactly. Oh no. Burrow got a buzz cut? Is he? Yeah, I agree with this. If Puka fell to us, we would have just went Puka and Marv. But he doesn't, so we donate it to Dink Piece. Bestball on call says overlay is great for finding new combinations. Yeah, it's been a portfolio saver for me. 2% JT intentional fade. I think right now, like, I don't see him as a player that's going to rise, so I don't really feel the need to get my shares right now. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts on JT are. Is that a Pokemon? Magikarp or some shit? Is a WNBA legend. Wow. What's my percent on Barkley? My Barkley's actually been going up because he's been falling to like 26 in some of the drafts. We're at 6% Barkley. But like, I have him ranked at 25. That's where I'm getting him though. Achan's another one. We're going to be at 8% plus Achan by the end of the season. Very easily. Yes, it's going to work on dailies. Big surprise coming mid-August. I've been using it for dailies since week 6 last year. We just didn't want to release in the middle of the year. So all the tools you see have been literally being built for a year and a half. No rush to market product here. And we're constantly adding to it. So at the cheapest price you can get, I would definitely say look into it. Can be a portfolio saver for you. You can see where your week 17 correlations are. Like Underdog, you just sort of have to take a guess for, okay, what games am I targeting? But being able to upload your exposures and it tell you what percent you're targeting each week 17 game at has just been really, really nice to look at. It gives you a nice little graph. Shout out to Josh for making the graphs and pushing it out so quick. Like the updates just coming so quick. Pretty balanced though amongst all my week 17 correlations. You can switch this to mini stacks as well. Let's see, I haven't peeked at this in a little while. I like to look at this probably like every 5 to 10 drafts. Make sure I'm getting those games that I want to get. 28% Chicago, Seattle. A lot of Chargers, New England, Buffalo Jets, Jacksonville, Tennessee. I would love to see more. Okay, Dallas, Phillies here at 15%. That's still very high. 14% Baltimore, Houston. I'm good with that. Those are games that I want to be on. Is there any that... Arizona Rams, like this one has to go up. This one has to go up. Green Bay, Minnesota also has to go up. Detroit, San Fran, 14%. All right. ADP, we have no fallers. What do we want to do with this team? Let's just do something weird. Let's bring in Mahomes and Pickens here. Let's bring in Mahomes and Pickens. This is just going to be completely unique. FADP. There's not going to be a whole lot of Pickens, Patrick Mahomes teams, especially that have Worthy or Rice. So that's obviously the goal at 60 or 61, bringing in one of those two. And maybe get Marquise Brown to fall, but most likely not. And I'd just prefer those two over Marquise Brown, to be honest. But yeah, I'll post the link to bestballoverlay.com in the comments. Make sure you use the code Pounders to take off $10 a month. Amari Cooper at 40. It feels like there's a tier break after Amari Cooper. It's funny. I've been saying it for probably the last couple weeks, but it's nice to get your priors confirmed. Davis Maddock also doesn't like the Kirk click. And it has nothing to do with the player. And the thing is, like, Karane's very much on him. And for me, it doesn't have to do with the player. It has to do with the range he's in. And just sort of limiting the upside for that range. And then just last year, we saw that, like, Zay Jones was playing in 2 wide receiver sets over him. And do we see that happen with Gabe Davis in a similar scenario with BTJ? So I would love to get this Christian Kirk exposure up. It's just like I'll click him here more in the eliminator than I will in BBM. My man with the rise and grind. I've been trying to get that Mahomes and Pickens. Yeah, and the easy way to do it is just reach 10 picks on Mahomes. Who's to say that he's not worth this price? Who's to say he's not? But if we know we're going to do this, maybe you could even bring in Nico Collins here at 13 if you know you want to do that. And now you can get week 16 correlation with KC. Oh my God. Oh, God. I do the opposite. Whatever Davis Maddox says. He has 0 shares of St. Brown. Kind of funny. You know what? Like, St. Brown, one of the bigger worries is if they're just smashing every single team and they just run the ball in the second half of every game just to run the clock. That's how I see, like, David Montgomery actually getting there. Defense is better this year. That's it's a small worry. Obviously, if they're smashing teams, then they put up a good amount of points. You're hoping Amon-Ra got some of those. But Davis is just for entertainment. Oh, you guys are brutal. You guys are brutal. He is entertaining, though. He is entertaining. Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. Not just yet, but it's coming. It's coming. Other sports are coming. Johnny Football's in the house. Been a minute. What's up, brother? How have the BBM streets been treating you these days? Don't be mean to me, middle of the board. Don't be mean to me. We don't need KC pieces way before ADP. We don't. Rice suspension's going to be 10 games. Kincaid off the board at 54. Couple pick slide. Let's see. Underdog ADP. We got 3. We're 5 picks away. We have 3 KC receivers on the board. There's no way this can go wrong. There's no way this can go wrong. Go Ridley here. Okay, that's one gone. That's one gone. If we get both, it'd be freaking insane. Let's see. Let's set another like goal. Do not go back-to-back KC receivers, I swear. We're trying to complete the game stack here, boys. The big brain game stack. Let's see. We're at 1758 subscribers. If we get 1757. If we get 3 more subbies before this draft ends, we will rip. We'll rip BBM draft number 71. Let's go. We're getting one of these two. Go A-Rich, boy. Go A-Rich. We gave you the Puka Marvin Harrison. We played nice at the 1-2 turn. It's your turn. It's your turn to play nice. Okay? 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 You dick. You dick. You dick. This is where we go Stroud. This is where we go Stroud. This is violence. He chose this life. Now, honestly, probably just Godwin here. Probably just Godwin. Let's think about it. Mixon's fine. It's just like, let's just do this. Let's get ahead on wide receiver. Would have been really nice to get both, but I still feel good about it. We secured the KC stack and bring back in Pickens, which is going to be super low owned unless you're reaching on Mahomes. So one of the more fun things I think you can do in the 12 hole right now. I haven't seen anyone do this yet. So something unique for the viewers on this 11 a.m. East Coast draft. Whose tools were you just using, if you don't mind? Bestballoverlay.com. Actually, half owners with my partner Josh. So directly supporting the stream and directly supporting your own portfolio. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description. Promo code Pounders for 33% off. We're going to have Battle Royale tools as well. And Johnny, since you just got here, it comes with a lot. Like the website, we have something for for everything really. You can see every single draft. You can separate it by what tournaments you've done. You can see your closing line value on every single draft you've done. So going back and like looking at the big board and seeing some teams that are like plus 400 ADP, seeing what their ADP is when you drafted them, when you got them, the plus minus, the total. Just really, really cool to go through your drafts, see how you're doing. There's so much to it. And we're not done. We're just going to keep adding to it for the next year. So save your portfolio today. As we go this 1050, which is good. You know, we're on brand for the tweet we put out today for 0RB. Mixon would have been a week 16 mini, but who cares? Coming back to us at pick 84-85. Man, the badges, are they the ones taking so much time today? They're just going slow. Just going slow. C-Watt, D-Hop, BTJ, all go in front of O'Dunes. The Century brings in O'Dunes at 72. Really nice. If he gets a Detroit piece, he'll get double correlation. Seattle's nice as well. I really wish Underdog would fix this one thing where it just resets the team you're clicked on. That I can't stand that. Seems like it would be an easy fix too. Seems like it'd be an easy fix. But he has double correlation for week 16 and 17 if he gets a Detroit piece. Detroit for week 17, San Fran. Detroit for week 16 for Chicago. Little extra EV in there. Jake Fergie, Evan Ingram off the board. Anyone doing anything outlandish? We have 2 tight ends from Fantasy Grandma with Kelsey and Pitts. We have 2 relatively early QBs with Josh Allen and A-Rich, which makes us feel a little better about Mahomes too at 37. Because you don't know when they're going to stop. They might just keep clicking QBs. And that's what we hope. That's what we hope. The random Kyler selection here at 78. Love to see it. Dink Piece probably didn't see that one coming. So now Dink Piece, I'm assuming, is going to be targeting Matthew Stafford for this game stack. Which is good for us. We don't care. We don't want Staffy. Who do we want? Double tapping RB here seems fine. Purdy at 108 would be nice for this team as well. That's going to fall directly in line with ADP. Give us Demont. That'd be nice for the Week 17. Week 17 bring back. Ooh. Okay. Tyreek Hill was doing stem cell treatment and Antigua to regenerate cells in his body to give him proper blood flow. Says he feels great at age 30. Trust me, you wake up on your 30th birthday, you wake up that next day and you just have back pain for no reason. And for Hill, it's more likely than not his hammies. That'll get him. I like Jalen Warren too, but I don't know if I can in good conscience go Jalen Warren here. We already have Pickens as the bring back too. Stevenson's a lock for me. Stevenson's the lock. Let's bring in James Conner. 6 receivers straight with the... Okay, so he brings in Swift as his RB1. A 1-1-6-0 start for the Dink. We have a 1-2-5-0. Modified double anchor RB with Stevenson and Connor. I mean, this team looks fun. Not gonna lie. This team looks fun. Yeah, Mott would have been nice. Mott would have been nice. Now it's the Khalif Raymond bring back. Oh shit. I don't even know if I could say that without a laugh on my face. Without a smile. No holdout for Tua. Tyreek Hill said Tua is in great spirits. He doesn't want to miss out on this window. Yeah, that window is getting very, very small. Especially with Tyreek Hill just getting up there in age. 13 minutes ago, Mahomes connects with Hollywood Brown deep down the field on the first play of 7-on-7. Brown has been great so far in camp. First play of team drills is a touchdown pass from CJ Stroud to Diggs with Stingley in coverage on a fade route, 10-yard touchdown. Mahomes finds Rashee Rice deep down the field for a touchdown. So the boys are eating. Marshawn Lloyd's hip. Not sure about where Lloyd is at. Doesn't think too long. I'm assuming that's just short verbiage for the coaches don't think it's too long. But not going to see him today or tomorrow is the thought. Oh God, here we go. Here we go. Says Dylan is the best he's seen him. MLF says Dylan is the best he's seen him. And was empathetic about it. Emphatic about it, excuse me. So much fun. Let's go. The news is pouring in. The news is pouring in. ADPs are changing. We went and got our guys. This is best ball summer. This is what it's all about. Oh my. Darnold will be taking the majority of the reps with the ones. They want a competitive situation. I just think you see Darnold for probably the first 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. Maybe less. But I think Drake May gets on the field before JJ McCarthy. Curious what your guys' take on that is. Joe Mixon isn't at practice for the third straight day. No pads for Nico. Interesting. Joe Mixon not at practice third straight day. They bring in Cam Akers. I don't have a ton of Dameon Pierce, which I still don't mind. I still don't think I care to draft Pierce, even with that news. It's too early. It's too early to be making the switch on my take. Okay. Xavier Worthy has strep throat. You gotta love this. All right, Javon Baker gets cleared. That's actually good. We figured because the Pats released a photo of him yesterday catching the ball. So we figured he was going to be cleared sooner than later. When asked, would you be interested in trading for a receiver? Gerard Mayo says, we're always interested in getting the best players on our team. Well, we know they made a move for Ayuk. But after it didn't pan out, and then they lost out on Ridley somehow. After it didn't pan out, they draft Baker and Polk. I feel like they would be trending towards being out on receiver. But we'll see. It would just be like the Pats to like draft guys and then just give up on them before year 2. Or just not develop them correctly. You have to be like 5'9" and have played college lacrosse to fit in the Patriots scheme. At least in years past. We'll see what they do this year. Oh, dear goodness, God gracious. Nah, they have to. They were just taken too early to not play at all. I can see them overpaying for Ayuk still and giving him a deal. I think now that it's gone after the NFL draft, if San Fran was to deal him, it would be so much worse. It would look so much worse on their part. He goes Dobbs. We're just being mocked at this point. We're being mocked. They're like, take Singletary, do it, I'm just going to do it, I think. We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. We go Purdy, we stop at QB. Most likely going to be 3 tight ends on this squad. But yeah, this is the 12 spot. It's just so gross. You just sort of have to take what comes to you. You have to hope you like it. And Singletary, 30%. I guess we like it. At least until he rises. And he's passing people that I want him to pass. I think he's going to pass Spears next. He's only 1 pick away. He's passing Spears, boys. Like, people don't like the click. As long as they don't make another trade for running back, which I don't expect them to. 200 touches, like easy. Like 200 touches for Singletary this year at pick 109. He's going to allow us to take some random shots at like Jalen Wright or some spike week guys that go later. Maybe some higher risk, higher reward plays. And even if those guys don't pan out, still not crush your advance rates potentially. So that's why I like bringing in Singletary there. My question is, should Zeke be going up by Singletary? Yeah. Yes. Bingo. Don't see why they deal him, and this is why I think it'd be so much worse if they dealt him after the NFL draft. Because they most likely wanted a pick. And they didn't want a second round pick. They obviously weren't going to get pick 3. Or even a pick swap. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. So, I think that's why it just didn't work out with New England. Exactly for that reason. Elliott's off at 120, Corum off at 119. We're done at QB. So most likely we could stop at 5 running backs if we had to. We could stop at 7 receivers here if we had to. We're going to end up with 3 tight ends. So I like the start so far. Would have loved it. Absolutely loved it if we got Rice and Worthy, but we can't complain about this. We cannot complain. Is the room playing nice? What do we got? This team's still stuck with 2 QBs, so they didn't go rogue. Evan, Ingram, and Bowers, and McBride? Yee. Okay, 2-spot. Okay, 2-spot. I definitely, that's going rogue. that's going rogue. Charbonnet, Dan. The Charbonnet click feels so good right now. He's probably 10 picks too cheap. And then I think Trey Benson's 10 picks too expensive. They should probably be closer to one another than they are. Like, why does Sharp go at 132 and Benson goes at 113? I can't agree more on Sharps. Yeah, there's just so many ways that he hits this year. Look at this T-Law fall too. Just disrespect. T-Law goes at 130. Let's go. Let's go. Drown out the room. Drown out the room. This guy goes Schultz. Okay. We have to think about this. Let's go. Let's pull up Underdog ADP. We're done at QB. We don't necessarily need a receiver here, although we are risking it with what comes back to us. Like, we're not going to get Ricky to come back to us, I don't think. But I sort of want Lloyd here. Lloyd or Josh Downs or Gabe Davis, I think, are all fine clicks. DPJ, no, I haven't, man. I haven't made the click. I haven't. Wait. He's on Cleveland last year, right? Just an absolute non-factor. It's just, I don't know. He went from having like a 1,000-yard season to just being an absolute non-factor the year after. I get it, Detroit, but maybe in a time box contest where you're like looking for a late stack, maybe Goff fell to like 142 and you're like, all right, I'm just going to find a way to stack him late. You just take Goff naked, you add on a late DPJ. I could see that in like a small time box contest. But right now in BBM, I don't think you need to make that click unless we're getting stronger news that, you know, he's making a push for that wide receiver 3 spot. I just don't see the need. You're just taking a high risk that it's most likely a 0 right now. Whereas if you get news that he's being mixed in, like he's going to go no earlier than the 17th round. So, because he's still, even if he's being mixed in, like he's not going to get 100% of those wide receiver 3 duties. He's still going to be shifted with Khalif there. So we tap in at tight end with Pat Fry. We get a double stack with this Pittsburgh game, which, I mean, I'm not thrilled with, but I think Pat Fry here could just be a good advance rate tight end. We need 3 anyways. So give me any combination of Pat Fry and 2 more of these guys. You can even add Jawan in onto a team like this. Something like that. We probably end at 7 receivers after going basically 5 straight. Small detour to Mahomes. Let's see what the board's been doing. Ricky off at 138. TJ Hawk goes to 141. Again, I don't think... And it's kind of derogatory in a way, but the badgeless don't keep up with the current events as well as some of the people with badges. And that doesn't go for every single one of them. It's stereotyping, but in this case, it's more true than not. I see Hawk falling to the 160s pretty easily. And we set the goal to 3 subscribers. We're 2 subscribers away, and we'll rip another draft after this one. So if you guys enjoy the content you've been watching for a little bit, hit the subscribe button. We'll be doing a 24-hour live stream at 2K subs. Help the cause. Do I have subscriber only? Wait a sec. I'm just seeing a DM in the Discord. I think that's Dakota. Yeah, slap it. We want to do another draft too. 151 for Fant. Come on. Fant going before Henry. I strongly agree that Fant should rise, but I still have him probably 1 pick behind Henry. This is what we get. This is what we get for sneaking into this room without giving the warning. We get the 12th spot. And we get the Noah Fant going at 151. Give us our safety blanket tight end and Hunter Henry. It's not going to happen, though. This guy's got a 3-4-5-0. No one knows what's coming next. No one knows. Anyone's guess is good here. I like Tomorrow Douglas or Hunter Henry. Ah, fuck. He gets autoed. Okay. I also feel like we should go receiver here. We can lean into this group, though. Tell a story with it. Tell a story. We have to go Hunter Henry. We can wait on the 3rd tight end. Probably someone like Juwan's pretty fun. Little uncertainty right now. Could be getting a good discount. So Hunter Henry's a given. Jalen Wright staring us in the face, or Wandale. I have 2% right. This seems like actually a pretty good spot to mix him in. Week 16 bring back for our San Fran stack as well. Seems like a good spot. And we could lean into London, Debo, Pickens, Worthy, Godwin. We could bring in maybe one piece that's not as boom bust for this team, and a lot of those players go late. Like, you have a ton of options between Boyd, Greg Dortch, even maybe someone like Cleve Raymond. And then you shoot for upside with the next click. But adding one of those players to this lineup could make a lot of sense. Where you could have Pickens disappear for multiple games this year. You could have Debo disappear. One more RB. Stevenson, Connor, Singletary, Lloyd, and Wright. One more RB. One more tight end. Two more receivers. 2, 6, 7, 3 seems really well balanced for this build, in my opinion. Does anyone see it different? Add a running back here. I don't think you absolutely need to, but if you're not going to spend it at a word salad at RB, where would you spend it? Like, are you going to pull an 8th receiver where you go 5 through 6 rounds? You can. But I'd rather probably just click like a Will Shipley and then potentially leverage a lot of elite Philly pieces there. Saquon Barkley. And I think you could actually get a pretty good rise from the RB2 in Philly if we get more certainty on it. And getting ahead of that could be beneficial. Robinson at 167. No, say it's not true. They're talking Evan Hull up again. The roller coaster continues. It's so funny. The roller coaster continues. Let's see. Let's get on the beat reporters live here. Don't get me traded again. I want to be in Miami. That's so funny. Oh shit, that's good. That's good. What a smash on the reporters. Oh, there's nothing new in the last 20 minutes. RIP. Bryce Young going to 172. Audric estimate at 171. That's the earliest I've seen him go. 171 before Antonio Gibson. Bucky Irving at 173. What is happening in this room? It's been relatively tame besides like 3 elite tight ends from the 2 spot. Rusty going 3 QBs with 2 elite QBs is another one that's like that's kind of gross, but it helps us where we have Mahomes and Purdy. And then we get Hunter Henry and Freiermuth at ADP with someone scooping up 3 top 100 ADP tight ends. Feels good. And then this team going double elite, this team going double elite tight end. I mean, I think we end up getting decent value on Freiermuth and Henry there in that situation. Oh my god, we're doing it again. We're doing it again. Deneric Prince getting snaps as the RB2 in KC today. Yesterday it was Tony's taking snaps with the RBs. What will it be tomorrow? What will it be tomorrow? Chig off the board. Can we get a little double tap here? Wandell's still there. What a gift. What a gift for the boys. Wandell and Jonnu? Wandell and Jonnu seems really good in this spot. Let's think about it and now let's cook it. 180 for Wandell. We get his old ADP price. Thank you very much. And let's go Jonnu Smith. Freiermuth, Henry, and Jonnu, 3 of my higher owned tight ends. All on the same team. I like it. I like it. You could very much tell a story for these 3 tight ends. Hell yeah. I was surprised that Wando fell to 180. He's like the perfect pick for what we were looking to get on this team to sort of balance, someone that's going to play majority of their roles, their snaps in the slot. So now we don't need to click one of those guys. Now we can go with the higher upside click with our next receiver. And then we need one running back. And this team's going into the gulag to be reborn on NFL kickoff. Yeah, Boyd's someone that we're smashing in the eliminator. Just an eliminator ass pick. Even in BBM though, I think you can use him on the right teams, but I'm going to prefer Boyd on teams where I either have a ton of rookies or I have a lot of boom bust players like Debo, Pickens. We have a rookie. If I have a ton of players like Godwin, or my team's maybe not as well balanced, it's just shooting for high upside, you can balance it with a click like Boyd. I think he could be used in those cases. So like how you use him on what team and what construction, I think matters. So to answer your question, who has the capital to get Hill? Like, you can move capital pretty easily in the NFL, but the Pats have the most. And it's not enough. It's not enough to get Hill. At this time, like, everyone's pretty much spent all their cap. So it's a lot tougher to move a piece like Hill unless they're giving up an equal piece. Bo Nix at 193. The Sentry really wanted that Denver backstack. Also has Javonte. Don't think he has the Cincy bring back. Bo Nix being steamed today or what? The Rashawn click. He wasn't going to make it to us. Although he goes at 214 in our last room. Rashawn, I've seen him clicked as early as 172 this past week. And it's just funny how him and Herbert are now coming to a close in ADP. Herbert at 187. Rashawn only 10 picks behind, where there was almost a 2-round separation. I can't click Dameon Pierce, boys. I just can't. Can someone sell me? Can someone sell me on Dameon Pierce? Is CEH undraftable? I'm not clicking a lot of him as it is. So if you're getting news that's sort of negative, it's kind of gross. Luke McCaffrey at pick 186. I sort of just want to go Malik Washington again, but is that too many Miami? 1, 2, 3 Miami pieces? Probably too many. We're going to go tank with the first pick. It seems like they're just going to force it to make him an option. Even if he just ends up being the RB2 there, he has a minimal role. If he can just be there for the upside of an ETN injury, I think it's worth it. And maybe this is where we mix in Luke McCaffrey. Week 17, mini stack with Drake London. We have 2% Luke. We're off of him. We get about 19 pick drop. I think this is a good spot to mix him in. Was Shipley there too? Shipley's definitely in the conversation with Tank Bigsby. Similar conversation. but there is more. I feel like there's more uncertainty with who's the RB2 right now in Philly. Whereas Tank Bigsby, they want it to be a thing. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. And even if it doesn't happen, let's say he gets like 15-20% of the shares, or maybe even 15%. Low. Not enough to make an impact. If he can just serve as the potential upside of an ETN injury in the 17th, 18th round, should probably be at or around 8%. And that's where we're at. One subby away. One subby away, and we'll rip another draft. I'm not clicking Prince. There's no way. There's no way. There's no chance. I had like 3 shares last year just when he was getting steamed, and then I was like, all right, what are we doing? Like, this is ridiculous. What's my Clyde exposure? I'm at 6% CEH. Which I probably want to be around 5-6%, so that's fine. If CEH fell to us at 204 correlated with Mahomes, we would have won CEH. Especially with some of his work he gets on third down. I think would have made sense. Darius Toney, I don't think is going to be on the team. I don't think he's going to be on the team come October. Way too much Luke McCaffrey, 15%. Yeah, I guess the draw to Luke McCaffrey is just the uncertainty with who's the wide receiver 2 in Washington. Like the clear-cut wide receiver 2. It's probably Dotson. And Luke McCaffrey probably end up playing in the slot. That was draft number 70. Oh dear. We have 80 BBM drafts left. Let me go ahead and mark these two because I'll just completely forget. Wow, 7:23. The summer flew by, boys. What happened? What happened? 7:23 live. All right, the Century with us again in this draft room at the 1 spot. Lamar, Bo Nix, and brings in Russ. I like that. I like the Russ click late, especially if it's correlated. It's not. He's just using it as an advanced ready piece. CMC, Barkley. Okay. Zeke, Javante, and Ray Davis. Ayuk, Kirk, O'Dunes. I think he gets lucky here by getting O'Dunes at 72. Little 5-pick drop. JSN, correlated mini there. Palmer, Gabe Davis, Troy Franklin. Njoku, Musgrave, and Likely. I mean, I think the Capitals pretty balanced here. You don't need the third QB. I wouldn't draft Russ just to cover 1 week. But especially because there's a chance that Russ isn't playing week 14. I think the risk is higher for Russ to not be playing than it would be someone like Derek Carr, but he was probably just not available. Capital looks good at receiver. 5 receivers by Palmer. You get a drop on Gabe. You get a nice discount on Troy Franklin. And Njoku, Musgrave, and Likely's a nice combo. It's a nice draft by Century here. No way. 44 days until kickoff. Oh, I'm so excited. This year is going to be the best one yet. Was that the only pounder in that room with us? That was us with Mahomes and Purdy. We pull up Mahomes here to 37. I'll show it on the draft board. We go Pickens at 36 and then Mahomes to get that week 17 correlation. We get Worthy. We almost get Rice and Worthy double stacked in that game. That was the plan, but getting one of them still sick. Stevenson, Connor, Singletary, Lloyd, Wright, and Tank Bigsby definitely have enough carries here between these 3. You could convince me to stop at 5, but we bring in some higher upside clicks with Lloyd and Wright as rookies. London, Debo, Pickens, Worthy, Godwin, Wandale, and Luke McCaffrey. We just scoop. And it's been a while. We gotta drop the spoons. We absolutely scooped Wandale and Luke McCaffrey to end the draft there. Pat Fry, Henry, and Jonnu's a fun combo, especially when there was a lot of teams going 2 elite tight ends with Travis Kelce, Pitts, Kincaid, and George Kittle, and then Momard with 3 tight ends within pick 100. So I think if we went through these teams and looked at their tight end rooms, some of them are probably suffering, and we didn't have to reach to get ours. So that also feels good. Let's see if we're doing another draft. We are. We're ripping another one. Do we want to see... Now, let me know. Do we want to see BBM? Do we want to see Eliminator? Is the Fast Puppy still up? Whatever you guys want to do, we'll do those drafts. Fast Puppy's still up. Scoot wants a Fast Pup. That's 2 for a pup. 1 for a limb. BBM. Whatever gets to 3 first. You have a voice. This is a democracy in this chat. BBM, 2 for BBM. Oh, BBM comes from behind. BBM comes from behind and secures MMG. The unpopular opinion of MMG. Smaller field puppy, basically. This is going to be a Pounders room. All right, I'll be right back. Going to take a quick piss while this fills. Do not put me on auto. BRB. Let's go. The dream? He walks back into the dream? The 101? Yeah. Okay. Now everyone's seeing what a spoon we are with 11% CMC. Let me see if we can... Can we email ourselves exposures? No. It's been less than 24 hours. Hey, BS Perf next to us. Perfect. No pun intended. In the live stream at 2, we have Henny at 6. OTS at 10 and Coop at 12. Who else is in this live stream? Because I know there's more of you just hiding in the shadows. And it won't matter because we have the 1 spot, so we have to get what's given to us anyways. We have to take what's given to us. Let's queue up the Christian McCaffrey into the best ball overlay portfolio optimizer. We have 7 shares. This one has Adams. Oh man, this must have been an early Rice, if I had to guess. CMC Achan, CMC Barkley with Metcalf and Pickens. Where did we get Pickens in this? Pick 48. Oh, nice. That one's nice. Can't get that anymore. CMC Evans Neighbors. Okay. Devonta Smith. There's the Devonta Smith. Ayuk. Okay. We'll see what comes back to us. Stat Freak. Yeah, let us know where you're drafting from so we can give your team a shout. No way he autos the 101. Imagine. For some reason, it's just Daniel Jones up there. Brees Hall, the 101 in my fast pup, just getting different with it. How do I get the exposures to show up in the overlay? So if you go to the instruction page on bestballoverlay.com, we got videos for that. We got videos for that right here. 2 minutes. It'll take you less. So basically, to dumb it down, BS, if you go in the top right and you see that extension button, you're going to click that, click Bestball Overlay, and then log in, and then upload your CSV right there. It takes less than 10 seconds. But I would recommend watching that 2-minute video because it goes through and it shows you all your options to customize it. So like we have week 15 turned off. And then I set this just to BBM. When I'm doing BBMs, I just want to see my BBM exposure. When I'm doing the puppies, I want to see probably just my exposure of my whole portfolio. Got it. Just had to refresh. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, there's always one little step that... But it's relatively easy to get going and get cooking. It's actually very easy. Henny Penny in the 6. Bijan and who? Debo's off the board. Olave is probably just Devontae Adams. Yeah. Devon Achane being pulled up. Coop getting the 12, going Marv, Devon Achane. And we click the back button on the mouse. The spam click. The spam click. After a while, you'll upload CSV and refresh in your sleep. So true. So true. I find myself trying to download my CSVs more than once a day. Oh my God. We get Nico at 24. Oh shit. Oh shit. We big excite. We big excite. Is there anything we can do with this? Not really. This is obviously just going to get us different no matter what, which is cool. Do we want Devonta Smith? I say we go Dev. I say we go Dev Smith. Holy shit. That was a mega scoop. That was a mega scoop. To go with CMC, there's no way we have a CMC. Let me log in here. And this is how quick it is. We got to refresh first. There's no way we have a Christian McCaffrey Nico share, right? This is all tournaments. Let me set it to just BBM. Christian McCaffrey and Nico. There's no way. Yeah, we have none. So that's unique combo. I'm curious what our two teams that we have just post NFL draft that have Christian McCaffrey and Nico on it. Oh my God. I'll pull it up in a sec. CMC Nico is pretty common early on, Ben says. I don't remember that. I'll be able to check their ADP. Here we go. Interesting. Of course, we don't get Herbert here with that LAC double stack. Pick number 24. His ADP was 17.5 where we got him here. So we got different in this tournament. In a hero running back bill with CMC, which is fun. Get the Stroud double stack and the Andrews bring back. Oh, this team's sick. This one is CMC Nico with Worthy. Mahomes. I like this RB room. B-Rob is RB4. Wide receivers. Pretty good padding with Palmer, Godwin. This is a fun team too. Leggett and Luke McCaffrey. Josh Downs. 3 guys at tight end. Starred with Njoku. That's a fun team. Yeah, I don't remember Nico. Where did Nico go in this draft? Yeah, Nico was at 17.5 at both of these. And we got CMC at 2 in this one. Nico went at 23. So in those 2 drafts, whatever those were, I'm hoping they filled quick. Yeah, that makes sense. But those aren't big boards. Like these drafts here are just post NFL draft. So big boards, I know is an easier combination. No. Tell me this isn't Burrow's haircut. Dude, I had to look at it twice to even see if it's him. Tell me this is not Burrow's haircut. Boys. No. The light is just blinding people. Oh my god, what happened? Did he just go full Slim Shady? That can't be Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow trying to WWE look. That's wicked funny. This is also a good take. We're gonna try to blind everyone again. Real good reference there. I'm not even a WWE guy, but I can respect that. Okay, someone already hit the Slim Shady joke. God damn. You know, you try to be original these days, and the internet, just people are too quick on it. The 8 spot just saying F wide receivers going a 0-2-1-1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 6 badgeless. I'm so glad we saved our BBMs, boys. I'm so glad. Do we get to complete? If we don't get Jalen Hurts here, we double tap receiver. Wow. I think we have to go Kirk at this. In this specific scenario, I think we have to go Christian Kirk. Wow. Josh drops the wow. It's so true. Goated start. Oh boy. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm sorry. The fact that we're underweight hurts too is funny. So we get to 8% in the most common of ways at ADP 48 with CMC, Nico Collins. I don't even know what to say. This one's sick. Now, whether it works or not is another story, but damn, those are some discounted prices. Not big on Kirk here, but he goes. I mean, we even get Christian Kirk to fall. We have a spoon emoji. We might need like a mega spoon emoji because that's just no cap. Max says you're welcome for making you do the third pick, the third draft. Split the winnings when this one ships. We already guaranteed someone a trip to Hawaii on a previous BBM. We have it marked. He made me draft a QB. I didn't want to do it, and I got pressured by the chat. And if that's the difference in week 17, we're on record. We're on record. We're gifting a Hawaii trip. That's what we do in this stream. Larry in the house. It be like that sometimes. You just gotta take what's given to you, you know? It's an easy game. It's an easy game. We could have just been on auto draft. we legit could have just been on auto draft so far through 5 rounds. Just the amount of skill you're seeing right now is just, it's oozing. It's oozing. Oh shit. Shout out to BSP for being a real one. If he doesn't go Terry, he goes Jalen. We do take Terry for this little week 16 with Smith. It obviously doesn't feel as good. Mahomes goes off at 54. A-Rich goes off before Mahomes at 51. Interesting. Definitely getting a different combination here with Pittman. And if you're gonna do that, like, you better reach on A-Rich. So I don't mind. I honestly don't mind him leaning into Pittman just hitting. I think it makes a lot more sense. Where if you're picking Pittman at ADP, I guess he is better lined up with Pittman now, because Pittman's around 33, right? He went at 27 here. I think his ADP is around 33. Yeah, 34. A lot of those QB combinations, like, eventually the QB falls in line with the receivers in most cases. In most cases. People correlate in this room. I've seen a lot of correlation. Even from the badgeless zombies. BBOC saying, hate hearing these rooms at work. Such a tease. Yeah, just to even know that these are, like, happening, it's just, it can be discouraging sometimes. And trust me, I see it a lot more than I get it. And that's the way it is with everyone. But every now and then you get that team and you're like, wow. I'm glad I jumped into that room. And some of it's just pure luck. But boys, we're officially at 1760, 240 subscribers away from the 24-hour live stream. It will literally be this, but times 12. That's crazy. That's crazy to think of. So if you guys are enjoying the content, go down, slap the like on the live stream, hit the subscribe button. Let's get it going. Worthy off at 67. Siwat at 68. I like what Coop's doing here at 12. He gets Diggs at 36. I mean, based on the positive news he's getting in camp too, I'd be pretty happy with that. This is an interesting spot for us. I have my eyes on 2 guys. All right, chat, relax. Relax. Okay. What do we want to do here between these 3? I think we want Jake Ferguson for the Philly bring back. I love the idea of that. Absolutely love that. We don't have any mega values falling. BTJ will be a double stack, so we'll definitely want to bring in T-Law for that. Or we could go JSN. Too cool rat in the house. I appreciate you, man. 10 months. 10 months. Truly appreciate you. The YouTube spoons. I don't think there's a right or wrong. However, T-Law, we'd have to get him at 120. That does put a little bit of pressure on getting him at ADP. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. K-Walk goes off at 74. We're gonna shoot for it. It'll be very pretty if it happens, But yeah, we're not going T-Law at 97. We're probably just going to push him to 120. Unless we see the room push up QBs in an aggressive way, that maybe we make that switch. But more likely than not, we're just going to try to get him at ADP. You were feeling Ingram and K9 there. Honestly, I wanted that Dallas bring back, like, big time. Big time. Especially, I don't really care. Like, we end up reaching, what, about a round on Ferguson? But he's not coming back to us at 96. So do we get different by doing this? Because what percent of teams are actually doing that? And then what percent of teams are getting Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith, CMC, Nico? It's just such a different team that go and get your stacks, go and get your guys. And who's to say he's not worth this pick? Charles, you are just in time. I am just close your eyes and ignore Nico Collins at 24. Jeez. George says was going to go Kyle Pitts instead of Chris Godwin there. Just felt better going wide receiver. Where is George drafting at? Godwin. G Money in the house. AJ Brown, Drake London, Zay Flowers, Lamar, Mark Andrews. Ooh, really nice. Really nice. AJ Brown, Drake London again. Back-to-back draft. Someone got this combo. Not back-to-back. Is it back-to-back? No, it was the first draft. Sorry, this is draft number 3. Godwin and then Keon Coleman. Yeah, after you go Mark Andrews, it'd feel really bad to go Kyle Pitts here. I think you made the right move going receiver with Godwin. Yeah, this is a BBM. We were gifted one. Now we have to land the plane. But does the plane land? That's all that's gonna matter now. Does the plane land? As we wait in suspense for Pat to have a rocky finish. I feel like I never remember any of my teams that make it to the finals. The super team seems to never make it. My team that made the finals of the Dalmatian, was a 1,080 entrant, $100 contest last year, was my favorite draft from the offseason. A super stack between Detroit and Dallas. And it performed well. Came in 4th out of 40 in the finals. So some of those teams that are like really pretty looking, they do make it, but more likely than not, it's like some ugly team that gets there. Now with the overlay, I'm expecting really good correlation on a much higher percent of my teams, even if we're looking for week 16 minis or bringbacks. And that's been really helping. So when I'm going back and I'm looking through my teams, I'm seeing a lot more correlation than I was drafting without it. Yeah, we have to stay focused here. We gotta land. The Adam Thielen, Gabe Davis team gets there. I'm so glad the BBM team was like a really sick looking team. It was just a really. Now the fact that there's just one glaring issue. If it just didn't have Madison, but it probably needed Madison to be put in that situation. For what it's worth, when he scored those 10, 11-point games, probably made the difference of him advancing. Just, that's it. Just, Thought the BBM team looked kind of gross. Was a 3-6-6-3. He just smashed the last 5 picks of the draft, which is so hard to do. So hard to do. He goes Palmer there. I think this is actually a decent spot for us to get a Warren share. 6 picks, 7 picks after ADP. It's just after this, I just want to go. I just want to double tap RB in this range, to be honest. Pick 120. Tyler Lockett, Cortland Sutton are such like they're not sexy picks. Even Dobbs at 106. Maybe we bring in Sutton here. Let's raise. It feels bad to go. This is too high. I will say he's been rising, which is good, but he's basically at a standstill now. We're still a few picks ahead of ADP on him, but let's go Cortland Sutton here. We're at 5%. If we don't go receiver there and we go, let's say we go Pollard or Zach Moss, I'd probably prefer Pollard or even B-Rob over Zach Moss. But if we go one of those RBs, we stop at 5 RBs, which I think is a good advantage. And then we can go Trevor Lawrence is the hope on the way back around, not guaranteed. But T-Law and then probably one of these two instead of the Sutton pick. That honestly might be better. But Cortland Sutton, pretty good red zone target for whoever the QB is going to be there. And Romeo Dobbs, I might give a small bump after what we've seen so far in camp and after what we've heard from Jordan Love when he was asked to like create a super team. Who would you have and where would you have them playing at what position? And he said he'd put Romeo Dobbs at the X. So that was interesting. Bye week 9, something to keep an eye on, but there's actually not that many teams that we're going to be targeting on the back that have bye week 9. There's actually none. Scoot says Dobbs has been my click for Green Bay wide receivers, especially at cost. I could see myself getting to 8% Dobbs. I could see myself doing that. Best news source for training camp news. I mean, this live stream. No, I'm just kidding. 32 beat writers, 100%. Is my favorite source for camp news. It's one of the only accounts I have notifications on for the Twitter machine. Chiefs RB Isaiah Pacheco says that he worked to get more flexible and worked with the wide receiver coach this offseason. More passes coming this way in 2024? Question mark. Coach Index definitely a close second place. Pacheco, can you get any more steamed up, boy? Can you get any more steamed up? Oh dear. Okay, we're up in 10 picks. Let's refresh the 32 beat writers because I just saw a piece that I didn't read the full thing. I want to read it with you boys. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid on Kadarius Toney working with the running backs. He had some positive snaps for us at RB last year. Called him multifaceted and says they're going to try to utilize that aspect of his game. So you're getting like good news about Pacheco, but then you're getting like they just obviously have uncertainties at RB2. There's not going to be a clear RB2, it looks like, for the Chiefs. I mean, Prince getting snaps at RB2 today. They're trying to work Toney in, but it's so gross. I just don't think they end up finding a roster spot for that guy. We'll see though. We'll see. Yeah, those two are really good. Good shout by OTS here. Fellow streamer, and he's with us at the 9-10 spot. Took a detour away from wide receiver. And then he triple taps. Gets 2 Buffalo wide receivers, which is nice. Pair with Josh Allen. Polk at 110. Get the steam going. Get the steam going. Holy smokes. Get the steam going. Holy shit. Polk at 110 though. Hi. Hi. Oh my. I already think Polk's kind of getting expensive, but I'm also leveraging that with like Stevenson and Henry. Just not fully sold on any Patriots receiver. I like DeMario. He's probably my next highest own, 14%. Corm off the board. Who are you guys going to leave us with? Who are you guys going to leave us with? So now I think it might be smart that we went Cortland Sutton with AD off the board. Like, people Polk, like, receivers are being pushed up a little bit right now. Let's see. Gus goes. And Goddard. Goddard would have been an easy click for us. Yikes. As much as I don't like it, the unsexy Zeke click. We get T-Law. We have to go T-Law first. We have that double stack. We secure the double stack here. I like Sharps too. Just like, it feels like Zeke just has to... He has to be a decent click for this price. He just has to. Just has to. So I'll remain around 8% Zeke until further notice. I think people are waiting for news to come out of Dallas, but we sort of already expect Zeke to be the red zone guy. We expect him to be out there on, you know, 3rd and longs, obvious pass plays for pass pro. So with that in mind, at 121, you're not going to get the highest upside, but again, we'll get some higher upside clicks with our later round clicks. I also like Charbonnet there. I like Chase Brown as well, but I think you get more guaranteed touches with Zeke. Zeke gonna fall into a top 20 RB season. I mean, Dallas, their O-line isn't as good as the last couple of years, but they're still going to be easily a top 10 unit. It's like, shit, boys. We saw Tony Pollard struggle in the red zone last year, which led to Dak just throwing a shit ton in the red zone. Dallas doesn't add any weapons to the receiver core. Like, kind of like the writing's on the wall that Zeke's good for, what, 6 touchdowns? 7 touchdowns? It's pretty easy in my opinion. But the Charbonnet, I also want to get to a high percent Charbonnet as well. Yeah, Zeke and Dow will ping pong weeks, and that's fine too. That's fine too. So now we get a weird little double in Dallas with Ferguson and Zeke for that bring back on one of the higher point total games of week 17 at 47 points. No, you're good. Honestly, if we go Goddard there, we probably put ourselves in a weird situation at RB and receiver, where we still want to click receiver on the way back around, but we also need, tight end. It would have put us in a weird situation. So I think you actually end up saving us. Should I have taken Goff at 111? Knew I'd get sniped there. Oh dear, it must have been gross. Goff at 126. It feels bad to take him at 111, man. It really does. Where's he go? Goff goes at 124. Oh, the badgeless are out. Oh, no, he pairs it with Laporta. You can't even call it a snipe. You can't even call it a snipe. He pairs it with Laporta. That's just... Can't do anything about it. You just have to hope that... and maybe you see him not have a QB yet through pick 99, and then maybe you make the deciding factor. Like, he's going to have 2 shots on Goff. You have to basically be okay with either reaching or not getting him at that point, most likely. There's like, what, a 5% chance he doesn't go Goff here? It's really low. It's really low. And I don't think you need Goff. Like, you're already leaning into Josh Allen. Maybe you find a later stack with Aaron Rodgers. Same bye week, but it's not the worst thing. Hulk at 110, Fant at 134. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my God. It's the badgeless, they do it to themselves, man. They do this to themselves. They do this to themselves. Making bad names. Not you, G Money. Not you. AJ Brown, London, Zay Flowers, Lamar, Andrews, double tap receiver again. Hits RB in the range I like. I like what he's doing here. Chase Brown falls to 139. Ty Chandler would have been nice for our team. I like Fant, but 134 is outrageous. 4th favorite pass catcher on Seattle. Damn, Josh Downs at 141. What are some of these discount prices these guys are getting? Holy smokes. God damn, boys. Ease up. Ease up. I drafted with this guy before. He always grabs Polk super early. Well, he's staying on brand. All right, we're getting Marshawn Lloyd here. We're leaning into that hip injury, I guess. And Demario Douglas seems good here. I could be tricked into the Darnell Mooney click as well. If we go Hunter Henry, we can probably stop at 2 tight ends. But then receiver is going to fall off. Like at 168, you don't want to be looking for your 6th receiver. With this group, bye week 14, bye week 14, bye week 12, bye week 12, no matter what, we're going to have 3. Let's go Mooney in this case. Let's go Mooney in this case. Bestball Josh, I go to bed, you're streaming. I wake up, you're streaming. Get some sleep. Oh, shit. It's the grind. It's the grind. My average fan ADP is 170. I will keep it there. I don't know if you're going to be able to keep it there. You probably get no more shares. Like, every streamer's pushing him up. I'm trying to, like, hold the door. I think he belongs behind Henry still. I think he belongs behind Henry still. Tua goes off the board at 147. God damn. Pairs it with Hill, too. Oh! What is this? The Tyreek Hill team has Tua available at 141. And's like, nah, I'm going to push it. With the Waddle team picking twice. Like, what? Why go Tyreek Hill? Boys, what is happening? What is happening in this room? 16 picks after ADP with your wide receiver 1 that you're leaning so heavily into. I like the Josh Downs click, but holy shite. What is that? What are we looking at? And Downs fell too, right? 141. Like, that's a 7-pick drop, but 17 picks on your QB. You can stop at 2 QBs if you absolutely have to. You can just add a late third. That's maybe like Geno Smith with JSN, and you're cooking. Bryce Young even. Late third QB. A lot of different teams in this room. Oh yeah. The Badgeless are just creating some nice ownership percents. If one of these sneaks into week 17, sheesh. Gonna be pretty unique. OTS brings in Staffy. G Money in the house brings in Captain Kirk with Lamar. Nice. Drake London. G Money drafted in very balanced squad. OTS. Staffy to go with Puka, I'm guessing? No. Oh, no. Staffy is just an advance rate click. QB's fallen off the board. He's got a little week 16 action with Garrett Wilson against the Rams. A little week 17 with Benson. Okay. Coop going Michael Wilson and Quentin Johnston. Reaching up from Michael Wilson. Does he have Kyler too? No, it was Herb. Gets that double stack with Herbert though. I don't mind the reach up for Michael Wilson, especially where, he's not going to be picking for a long time, and then you're not guaranteed a pick that comes back that you like. That receiver just dries up so quick. And week 15 with the Cards. Nice. There it is. The Demarcus Robinson 159 to pair with Staffy. We'll see if he brings in a Rams tight end as well to go with Kittle. Thielen off the board at 161. Wandale gone. We're sitting with the 2-4-6-1 for the listeners. Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence. CMC, Warren, Elliott, Lloyd. Nico at 24. Smith, Kirk, BTJ, Sutton, Mooney, and Jake Ferguson. We have the double stack in Jacksonville. The Devonta Smith stack. And then a double bring back with Dallas. This guy's got a 3-3-6-1. The common 3-3-6-1. He goes Ray Davis. Let's go. Early celebration? We push Hunter Henry 10 picks after ADP. It's just meant to be, boys. It's just meant to be. And then we can either go Chuba here or Antonio Gibson. Wow. I think we can stop at 2 tight ends here too. Pretty confident in that. Chuba Hubbard or Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson will give us the New England mini. I kind of just want to go Chuba though. Let's bring in Chuba. Let's go Chuba. Henny wanted the mini. I tie broke it with bye week 14. Just like 1, 2, 3. That'd be 4. Wouldn't be crazy, but we definitely probably, yeah, it's not that big a deal either way, to be honest. It's not that big a deal. Like look where we spent it, like Sutton, Henry. That doesn't really matter. Chuba's kind of rising right now, though. So to get him at a falling price where you're getting negative news about Brooks, I think is worth it right now. That's the main reason we're cooking Chuba here. We get him 7 picks after ADP. I think he should be rising, if anything. And we got 3 picks left. So very, very freaking interesting, because if we want to just lean into these 2 tight ends, which I think we can, we're going to gain a roster spot for running back. So a little 2-6-8-2. This could be super strong. Get the old Hunter Henry price, which feels nice. Okay. Let's see if it works. Up in 14 picks. Last draft was at 12. This one's at 1. So much dead space in between. Let's see if we have any updates. No more updates. No more goodies. Not yet. I'm sure there's going to be goodies all the way throughout the day. And the Pounders like to share them in the Discord if you're not already in the Discord. We'll show a peep into the Discord here. Little spot for your exposures, currently drafting section, draft grades, and risers and fallers, which is, I'm in this a lot. Not since the stream, obviously, but in this a lot for riser and faller information. The Pound does a good job at sharing all breaking news, so all condensed into one spot. You guys should definitely jump in the Discord if you're not already in it. Bo Nix going early again in this draft. 180. Officially in the 15th round. I like how he did that. Ben, I just saw your DM, bro. It's a little late. Here, I'll drop the link to the Discord in the chat. Click the link, join the Discord. You will not regret it. Can't get estimate today, which is fine. It's fine. We're at 8%. He's going to rise probably another 12 picks in the next 2 days. He's going to settle around this like 190 range. OTS just knows he's not coming back to him. So, kind of a sharp click there. McMillan's gone. Okay. Ooh. There's some names being taken right now. Slayton off the board. You know, Herzig made a Slayton click in the 17th. That made me raise my eyebrows a little bit. Slayton's just like guaranteed for the same stats every single year. Like 4 touchdowns, 2 spike weeks. Like a discount Shaheed. It said you're at 2%, so catching up. I'm glad I sort of got to, we got to field. We're at 8%. Sort of lucky we got there when we did before he flew up. Roshan here is good, and then I think we just want to go Malik. Bring in Rashawn and then Malik here. I mean, we have Tyler Boyd as the week 17. It's just so freaking boring. It's so boring. Especially on this team. I don't think Boyd gives us a lot for this specific team. Let's shoot for upside. Let's go with Malik Washington. A Dollar Tree, Tyler Lockett. That would be splitting time with OBJ. Good thing about OBJ is he's a little older, so he shouldn't be playing every snap, even at the beginning of the season. So you should see Malik Washington get mixed in, but obviously OBJ definitely hinders his early season production, which we shouldn't need on this specific team. And it feels pretty good to come out of these drafts with the Miami piece. Not gonna lie. Anyone else having trouble clicking Gibbs? Yeah, I'm not clicking a ton of Gibbs right now. Actually, at 8% for BBMs, that's surprising. Which, at the end of the day, how many teams is that? How many shares? It's 5 shares. One of those is with Debo. And one of those is with Ayuk. JJ McCarthy off at 196. Javon Baker at 194. This is such a gross range to like need receivers. And I just like to lean into, in this range, into the rookies, into Javon Baker, into Malik Washington. You know, if you need more of a floor play, more of a safe play, Tyler Boyd's a fine click. But even like Greg Dortch is going in the 16th. It's surprising. There's the Colby Parkinson Rams click at tight end to go with Staffy and DeMarcus. And he has the bring back as well. Week 16 against the Jets. Nice job. Nice job. We'll see who OTS goes with his last click. Coop's got a double tap coming up. I think Coop's been dancing around the 12 spot pretty well, basically as well as you can. The Will Disley steam, here it is. Bo Nix, Justin Fields, and Justin Herbert. Holy shit, that's a combo. Gibbs should just be in Achane Kyron territory. You know, that's pretty good take. Pretty good take. I'm curious on these Gibbs teams now. We got Gibbs here at 17. So like Gibbs and Breece Hall. Okay, so that explains one of the 5 shares. Gibbs at 12. We pair it with Debo. Gibbs at 14 to go with Garrett Wilson. Gibbs in London, just a boring ADP. And then Gibbs and Ayuk. Makes sense. Gibbs at 17 is fun. Like when you can get a different combo with him, I'm all for it. And that's probably why you're not going to see him fall all that far. Dude, the Nyheim Hines click? What are we? It's 3 years ago? What? I like George's click here with Juwan Johnson at 208. The Jelani Woods news with Indy wanting to run like multiple tight ends. And then it comes out like 12 hours later that, you know, Jelani Woods has the highest chance to make an impact as a pass catcher. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. We got you. We got you. Washington, Tennessee. What do we want to do here? Probably just receiver. Ooh, the Jalen Parker Washington. It makes sense where we don't have Gabe Davis, but the triple stack's unnecessary right now. I think we're going boring here, boys. I think we're just going Jalen Hyatt. All right, let's check the Pounders drafts in that one. Let's mark this before we forget. Just in case, you know, just in case, this is the one you need. The Nico Collins to 24 paired with Devonta Smith, CMC, and Jalen Hurts. I think we landed it pretty fine. I think we ended up making a pretty good advance rate team that's relatively balanced as well. By week 9, we'll have these 4 RBs to work around. Another good reason for Zeke to, you know, give you that 6-point floor that he should have with his work in the passing game, and then just be touchdown dependent for spike weeks. I like this combo of QBs. Nico, Devonta Smith, Kirk, Thomas, Sutton, Mooney, Malik, and Jalen Hyatt, and then Ferguson and Hunter Henry. All right, BS Perf in the live stream, the first time using the overlay, he downloaded it while in the stream, uploaded it, and now puts it to use. Jaden Daniels, Geno Smith, and Drake May. Love the 3 QB combo. White, Kenneth Walker, Kendre Miller, Tyler Algier, Antonio Gibson, Braylon Allen. Sorry seeing stacks and a bring back with Tyler Algier in that Washington game. Lamb, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Palmer, Wicks, and Javon Baker. I'm good with the capital here. 4, 5, 6 receivers by pick 122. I think that's more than fine. Week 17 bring back in Palmer in that New England game. Week 16 bring back with Kincaid. Kincaid and Goddard strong too. It's a well-balanced team. Week 16 and 17 correlation. Stacks with all 3 QBs. Really, really nice draft. Henny. Let me know, Henny, are you in the live stream? No, we're not doing this. We're not doing Prince. We're not doing this click just yet. Not yet. It's not end of summer. Yeah, Henny. Okay, we'll cover it. I thought I saw you. Mahomes and Watson's a fun combo. Bijan, Kamara, Singletary, Chase Brown at 139. Damn. That's nice. Elijah Mitchell and Hines. The Hines click is gross. It's gross. Do you think that he challenges Ford basically for that 3rd down roll? And if he does, like that really kills Ford at his ADP. Devontae Adams, Neighbors, Cooper, Worthy, Lockett, Burton, Slayton, and OBJ. Well, week 16 stack, week 17. He's got the Cleveland double stack. Can we call Hines? Can we consider that the double stack? Worthy stack. Oh, he's got Njoku as well and Freiermuth for the week 17 correlation with Mahomes and Worthy. Yeah, this is a really sick team too. Little week 16, week 17 correlation stacks with the QBs. Beautiful thing. George in the live stream with Lamar Jackson and Kirk. Nice pairing there. Zamir, Spears, Ford, Eckler, and Jalen Wright. I like this. This is like good amount of capital. I think that's perfect. Can add a 6th, but it might have been spent somewhere else. Let's see. AJ Brown, Drake London, Zay Flowers, Chris Godwin, Coleman, Corley, McCaffrey, and Tolbert. Definitely leaning into some of these rookies hitting, maybe Tolbert as more of a floor piece to pad some of these rookies as they get a roll. I think could be a smart click. Andrew Schultz and Juwan. I'd want one more receiver. Like knowing this now, probably one more receiver in between Coleman and Corley. To be honest, it's just you can get boxed so easily. The wide receivers just disappear. Like there's just none available. And then you have people like Coop who was reaching on those middle round guys like Michael Wilson before ADP. Can put you in a bad spot. But that's what happens in Pounders Roams. But it's a nice team. I think just maybe one more receiver in between those two. It would be a great team. OTS with 2583, Josh Allen, Staffy. Nice pairing. Gibbs, Cook, Trey Benson, Zach Charbonnet, and Estime. Big fan. And Corley and James Cook with Josh Allen, I think is smart. Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, J-Mo, Curtis Samuel, Shakir, Dawson, Demarcus Robinson, Devontae Walker, Kittle, Kate Otten, and Colby Parkinson. I'm good with 3 tight ends with Kittle. I'm good with 2 tight ends. He decides to go, his next tight end's Kate Otten, so going 3 here I think makes sense. Wide receiver 3, J-Mo's tough. It's tough. But DeMarcus Robinson I think makes a lot of sense for this type of build. It's just, will the Buffalo receivers pay you out or will they fail? And in that case, does Josh Allen pay out his ADP? That's the thing. Like I strongly believe that Josh Allen can pay out his ADP with his receivers failing. But can you put together enough spike weeks, ping pong enough weeks? I think you should be able to with this team. It's definitely in the hunt. And then Coop in the 12. Let's see how we fared at the 12 spot. 3-5-8-2. Herbert, Bo Nix, and Justin Fields. Maybe boxed a little bit at QB. Achan, Harris, Tony Pollard, B-Rob. Damn. I think you could honestly stop here at 4 if you wanted to. He adds in Javonte at 133, which I actually don't blame you for doing that. That's where we're going to start mixing them in, is in that 128 to 130 range to get this up. We've been waiting for the Javonte fall. It's happening, boys. It's happening. Marv, Diggs, Pickens, Rashee, Ladd, Michael Wilson, Quinn Johnson, Marvin Mims, Bowers, and Will Disley. So we're seeing week 16 correlation with the Chargers in Denver. You're getting that week 17 bring back with Justin Fields with Pickens and Rice, as well as Harris. Yeah, so you got some good correlation going on here. Disley stacking. Yeah, so triple stacked with the Chargers as well. Ton of correlation. It's just, do we see Justin Fields this year? And if you knew he was just going to play the last 3 games of the year, what percent would you have? What percent Justin Fields would you have if you knew he was going to play week 15, 16, 17? And that was it. That was it. Yep. Yeah, so leaning into those early receivers is fine. Oh, Justin Fields is starting week 1. Get out of here. Get out of here. The stream's canceled. All right, boys. I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. If you enjoyed today's live stream, please go down, slap the like before you leave. Refresh the video after. Drop a comment if you want. And, that helps the YouTube algo as well. But we're on the road to 2K subs for that 24-hour live stream. I want to do it for you boys. I want to do it to prove it to myself. So hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for joining me. Pounders.